The following live presentation is a special presentation because Uncle Ron can't do English at all. Let's start that again, shall we? The following live event is a special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And a very pleasant good evening to you. My name is Ron Juckett. This is Retro Sports Network, and it's time for that rare special event, the Midsummer Classic, the 1978 Major League Baseball All-Star Game, at least in our universe anyway. Of course, it's being played on May 11th, and it snowed in the area again today, because, you know, it wants to be March here forever. So, here we go. We're going to do all the lineups for you, show you both the teams as the American League and the National League take center stage tonight in San Diego. Jack Murphy Stadium, and by God, the stadium was already made. I didn't have to do it. So that's where the 1978 All-Star Game was played. If you're wondering, on television, it was on ABC because NBC had the World Series. So ABC had the All-Star Game and the League Championship Series Best of Five. No DH in any All-Star Game before 1989. Believe it or not. So the pitchers will hit. I'm not sure who I'm starting for the National League. Ron Guidry will get the start for the American League, and they will either face 9 batters or 3 innings, whichever is shorter. The American League has 8 starters on the mound or in the rotation, and the National Leagues will go with all 10 starters. Let me change the roster so it doesn't give me any hard time. So hold on 1 second, please. Rules, rosters, so there. So that's what we got for you. So it'll be the American League and the National League next on Retro Sports Network. As Retro Sports Network proudly presents the 1978 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. The National League All-Stars host the American League All-Stars from San Diego's Jack Murphy Stadium. And it's always brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best podcast on the internet for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Digital to the word to dice.com, all one word. And so that's the schedule of events for you. And we say hello to Andrew and DJ John and Appa Chatter. And a very good pleasant evening to you wherever you might be as we get set for action here. So we're going to get the lineups together. If you were with us Sunday afternoon or yesterday afternoon, you saw, oh, come on, I saved everything here. Hold on a minute. How you doing? So we'll redo this because obviously it didn't take the location. I had it all figured out. I don't know why it didn't take. Jack Murphy Stadium. Yes, okay. There we go. So the lineups will be human. How you doing, Michigan man? Mr. Forsberg, Mr. Wartburg, Big Clue, doing well. We'll get to the who's playing. I didn't put a Tiger on since the last time. So starting for the American League and batting ninth will be Ron Guidry. Now for the National League, Who should I go with? We're going to go with the hometown kid, Randy Jones. So 2 lefties, but that doesn't really matter. Now the batters. Chet Lemon will lead off for the American League in center field. I'm going to put Kenny Singleton of the Baltimore Orioles batting second in right. Jim Rice from the Red Sox will play left field and bat third. I have no DH. Oof. Do I go with Gorman Thomas to clean up? No. Craig Nettles will clean up and bat and play third. Okay. Andy Thornton. No. Let's see. Who do I go with for my first baseman? Yeah, I'm going to go with Andre Thornton. The Indians will bat fifth. How about that? The Indians got a starter. Darrell Porter will catch. He'll bat sixth. My 3 second baseman, we're going to go with... Wow. Roy Smalley of the Twins will bat seventh. And Frank White of the Royals will bat eighth. So it's Chet Lemon in center, Ken Singleton in right, Jim Rice in left, Nettles at third, Andre Thornton, we got an Indian in the ball game, at first, Darrell Porter behind the plate, Roy Smalley at short, and Frank White at second. And so we'll try to get as many of these players in as possible. You do want to see Larry Heisel and Reggie Jackson and all that. No, it's true. Smalley is an underrated player of the era. So let's meet the National League team, shall we? Wow. Gene Richards for San Diego will lead off in left field. Johnny Bench is going to bat second. Can you believe that? He's hitting .374. Dave Parker of the Pirates will bat third. Can't do Greg Luzinski. Steve Garvey of the Dodgers will bat fourth. He'll clean up. I've already burnt. Okay, second base, third base. Ron Say will bat fifth. Second base, shortstop, and center field. Bill Madlock of the Giants will bat sixth. Shortstop and center field. Gary Maddox of the Phillies will bat seventh in center field. And Larry Boa of the Phillies will bat eighth and play short. So it's a beautiful, forget the uniforms. It's a beautiful 72-degree night. Looking live in at Jack Murphy Stadium, sold out. 72 degrees, the wind's blowing out to center field at 9. And wow, so Big Clue is all set. So here's a lineup for the American League. Lemon is in center field from the White Sox. He's hitting .382. He'll lead off. Kenny Singleton in right will bat second from the Orioles. Jim Rice in left from the Red Sox, having almost a Triple Crown year, will hit third. Craig Nettles cleans up. He's having a monster year. Andre Thornton of the Cleveland Indians will bat fifth and play first. Darrell Porter behind the plate will bat sixth. Roy Smalley, the shortstop from the Twins, seventh. Frank White of the Royals will bat eighth, and Ron Guidry from the Yankees will bat ninth. I'm doing all right. Randy Jones gets the hometown start. He's made 20 regular starts on the year. He is 10-6 on the replay. He's a fastball pitcher, ground ball pitcher at 85. He's thrown 152 and 2/3 innings, 132 hits, 6 home runs, 33 walks, 38 strikeouts. Until we get to the pitcher, we will have the American League run by the computer, but I will make all the substitutions. So the plan is 9 batters for both the starters, and then we'll start making changes. Chet Lemon is hitting .382, 9 homers, and 56 RBI. And at 7:52 Eastern Time, let's play some All-Star Baseball. Bench puts down the sign. Pitch from Jones is a ground ball to third. Say over to Garvey, and Lemon is out. And so that's how this one starts. Kenny Singleton at .315. 14 homers and 33 RBI. Didn't even tell you the defense there. Maddox is a 10-6 in center. Parker a 10-10 in right. Richards we haven't seen because we haven't done San Diego. Trust me, they're coming up in the second half. Say is 7 at third. Boa a 10 out of 10 at short. Bill Madlock a 5 at second. Steve Garvey a 9 at first. And bench behind the plate. Bench is a 9 and an 8. Singleton right back to Jones, over to Garvey for the second out. Richards, by the way, a 6 and a 7 and left. That brings up Jim Rice at .324, 28 homers and 76 RBI. The plan is to go for the American League 9 batters for Guidry, and then Palmer would go second. And then we'll just kind of let you guys fill in the blanks. Jones delivers. Rice, a ground ball to Madlock behind the bag, over to Garvey, and that will retire the side. So the American League goes in order. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. Don't need to show you graphics on the bat pitchers because outside that, Guidry throws the fastball at 96. Made 18 starts in the first half. Billy Martin, by the way, the manager of the American League. Tommy Lasorda, the manager of the National League. Ron Guidry is 11-3 with a 2.58 ERA. Thrown 153 1/3 innings in the replay, 109 hits, 12 home runs. And by the way, this is not a home run park. 44 walks and 146 strikeouts. Again, if you joined us late, here's the lineup for the Nationals. Hometown boy Gene Richards will lead it off in left field. We'll try to get all the starters 2 at-bats. Johnny Bench is catching and batting second because he's hitting .374. Dave Parker from the Pirates in right will hit third. The RBI machine of Steve Garvey is at first. He'll bat fourth. Ron Say from the Dodgers will play third and bat fifth. Bill Madlock from the San Francisco Giants will play second and bat sixth. Gary Maddox in center will bat seventh. Maddox from the Phillies. Larry Boa from the Phillies will bat eighth, and Randy Jones threw 6 pitches in his first inning will bat ninth. Rice, I believe, is a 7-6 in left. Chet Lemon is an 8 and a 7 in center. Kenny Singleton a 6 and a 7 in right. Craig Nettles is a 10 at third. He's playing for a bunt I'm not going to do. Roy Smalley an 8 in center at short. Frank White a 10 at second. And Andre Thornton, a 6 at first. Darryl Porter, I believe, is pretty good. We'll get that in a second. Yep, Jack Murphy is Bob Murphy's older brother from the New York Mets and Boston Red Sox and Baltimore Orioles. Big Monty is our latest follower. He is number 105 here on Twitch. And by the way, we cleared 640 subs on YouTube and 100,000 views. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Richards at 345, 2 homers and 38 RBI. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. So after all the pomp and circumstance, Guidry delivers, and Richards swings, check swing down to Thornton, takes the bag himself, and that's 1 out. And so why is a catcher batting second in the All-Star game? Well, Johnny Bench is hitting 374, that's why. 15 homers and 46 RBI. He's got an OPS, I know that's a foreign subject in 1978, of 1166. Guidry deals, Bench, ground ball to short, Smalley in the hole, over to Thornton for the out. 2 quick out for Dave Parker. The Cobra, he's having an MVP year at 352, 18 homers and 63 RBI. Wind blowing out to center if anybody can put the ball out there. Ground ball to third, Nettles over to Thornton. And that will retire the side. So the National League goes in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. No score after 1. OPS was invented in 1978, I'm being told, by Pete Palmer and Jack Kramer. So only 499.99999.8% of the fans. So Craig Nettles will lead off. And why is Craig Nettles hitting cleanup? The 1976 home run champion is hitting 343, that's why. With 17 homers and 60 RBI. Oh, we can't give you the real-life standings. Because that's what they are. It's technically a different league. So we'll share that after the ball game and tell you what we got coming up. There is, of course, nothing else being played in baseball today. Pitch from Jones. Nettles into right field. Parker will dive and make the catch. How about that? So he gets the pinstripe jersey all dirty, and there's 1 out for Andy Thornton. Andy at 305. 25 homers and 65 RBI, and it's his first appearance on the replay. Jones into center. Maddox and Richards. Richards in the track and makes a great play. He leaps, he crashes against the wall, and this still-out crowd in San Diego is appreciative. So 2 out for Darryl Porter. At 314, 9 homers and 57 RBI. Pitch to Porter. Into right. Parker. And that will retire the side. Dave had a rough day. And the whole point of the support chat is to be supportive. And Dave was just kind of tired and all that. So he is fine. And we both expect to be with you tomorrow night. But it was probably just best for Dave to cool down. So it'll be Garvey, Say, and Madlock to face Guidry here in the second. Garvey at 334. He's some tough customers out there. 14 homers and 64 RBI. Garvey is sitting on a 21-game hitting streak as the Dodgers are cruising in the National League West. And he hits this one in the shallow right center. In comes Singleton, makes the catch. So we expect Group to be back tomorrow night, but it was best for Dave to kind of get some sleep, or to cool down at least. Ron Say at 257, 14 homers and 52 RBI. So Jones has set down his first 6 batters, and Guidry has retired his first 4. Say, ground ball base hit past Smalley. And so the National League has a runner on. Yeah, should be back tomorrow. Here's Bill Madlock from the Giants at 312, 12 homers, and 30 RBI. Giants are playing a little bit better baseball as of late. But the Dodgers, well, it's their division to lose right now. Throw to first, Say's back. And they got him! How about that? Guidry fired to first, and they caught Say napping, 2 out. So Lasorda won't like that. Here's Madlock again. No count to him. Oh, Drew Carey. He's got a Mother's Day special, right? Such a casual fan. Come on down. You're the first 4 contestants on The Price is Wrong. And now here's your host, Emily the Cat. There we go. Did that one. Pitch to Madlock is a line drive to Smalley, and that will retire the side. So 1 base hit, and Say was thrown out, picked off at first. We go to the third. Well, no one's quite run, Chuck, and I know that. We go to the third. The American League and National League are scoreless in San Diego. So Smalley, White, and a pinch hitter. Or do we bat? What do you guys want to do with Guidry? Do you want him to pitch the third or no? So Smalley at 306. 9 homers and 50 RBI. The National League fans are wanting me to pinch hit for Guidry. Smalley into center. Maddox, 1 out. No, Maddox, does he drop it? Yes, he does. Smalley's going for 2. And that was lost in the twilight here in San Diego, and so that's an error. And so Roy Smalley reaches. That's the first American League runner. And that'll bring up Frank White at 309. I'm tempted to bat him because I want the starters to go the 3 innings. I mean, Jones is going to pitch the inning, so I think Guidry should too. Yep. Everything's made up and the points don't matter. White, 5 homers, 43 RBI. And now Guidry's in a position to bunt. Pitch to White is a ground ball to Boa. Looks Smalley back to the bag, over to Garvey. And that's just the pineapple pizza. So 1 out, and we will bat Guidry. Garvey and Say will bunt, come in for the bunt. 1 out, no score, top the third. Swinging a line drive to Madlock. How you doing, Todd B? Andre Thornton is starting for the Cleveland in the American League at first. So Lemon obviously will get another at bat. Lemon 0 for 1. Jones. We'll let Jones face Lemon. 2 2/3 innings, 9 batters, 28 pitches. And with the pinch hitter coming up, Lorenzo wasn't there yesterday either when the Dodgers had the big win. So last batter out. No, they'd rather not burn. They'll let Jones finish the inning. Pitch to Lemon is 0 for 1. Line drive. Boa! And that will retire the side. This is Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. We go to the bottom of the third. The error does not count. The American League leaves a runner on. No runs, no hits, no errors. And it's no score. So Maddox to face Guidry. 282, 5 homers, and 32 RBI. We will pinch hit for Jones. He's gone as 3. And you guys can pick who we go with. Pitch to Maddox is a ground ball to Smalley, over to Thornton. 1 out. So Larry Boa at 326. 2 homers and 33 RBI. 1 out. Well, remember, a lot of those ads have been airbrushed over. So I'm sure there's a McDonald's ad in there somewhere. Pitch to Boa. Guidry delivers. Ground ball to Smalley. He's a busy beaver over to Thornton. 2 out. And we're going to pinch hit for Randy Jones. So, I think I'm going to go with Andre Dawson here. Who have I got too many of? I got too many left fielders. There's 9 other starters for the National League. American League actually has a bullpen, but... So, who we burning? Martinez? Or is he my other... He might be my other first baseman. I think I'm going to burn... Who should I burn here? Jack Clark? Okay. So Jack Clark of the San Francisco Giants will pinch hit. 313, 12 homers, and 55 RBI. Good choice, I think. Niekro did not make it. So Guidry facing probably his last batter. Ground ball to Smalley, and that's an infield hit. So Clark beat it out. Smalley got a late jump, and that's the second hit for the National League. So we'll give him Gene Richards. 2 2/3 innings, 9 batters, 31 pitches for Guidry, and 2 hits. So the hometown boy will get a second at-bat. We'll try to give all the starters 2 at-bats. Throw to first. Clark is back. Pitch to Richards. Struck him out. So that'll do it for Guidry. 1 strikeout, 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and so he's through his 3 innings on 2 hits. No runs, a hit. The National League finally stranded a batter. And after 3, it's scoreless in San Diego. I usually go by... Oh, we're going with real stats here, aren't we? Shoot. All right. Nepper, Carlton, Grimsley, Swan, Rogers, Hooten, Seaver, Niekro, or Bob Forsch. I'm seeing Carlton. I'm seeing Seaver. Hooten was almost going to start the game. He had the best whip, and he's also 13-3. Seaver gets 2 votes. We'll let it go another 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to go with Swan. So Craig Swan, very good. 1.77 ERA, 11-4 with a save. 116 2/3 innings, 95 hits for the Mets, 7 homers. He walked 33 and struck out 74. We'll do Seaver and then Niekro, I think. So Singleton 0 for 1. And so Swan, the Mets representative. I think everybody but Detroit and Toronto and Seattle got someone in. Pitch to Singleton. Ground ball, base hit up the middle. Maddox will pick it up. And that's the first hit for the American League. Well, brings up Jim Rice. He's 0 for 1. Swan delivers, and there's a fly ball left center field. Richards makes the catch for the out. 1 away for Craig Nettles. Again, 0 for 1. It was pretty much not overrun by Dodgers and Reds. Swan's pitch, and there's a liner right back to Swan. 2 out for Andy Thornton, who's 0 for 1. Buckeye Todd crying to see an Indian start an All-Star game in the late 70s. By the way, this park is playing huge. Batting average -8 for the lefties, even for the righties. But home runs tonight, minus 56% for the lefties and minus 34 for the righties. Pitch to Thornton. Struck him out. Swan got him, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Going to make a change here for Guidry as we start the bottom of the 4th. And it's going to be Jim Palmer. Unless anyone has some... We're going to save LaRoche and Gossage for later in the game. And Palmer and Serum would start on the 15th, but don't worry about that. So, any objection to Palmer going next? Yep. So Jim Palmer is 10-5 with a 1.96 ERA. In 156 innings, he's thrown 111 hits, 8 homers, 40 walks, and 71 strikeouts. And look at that whip of 968. It's a fastball pitcher if you haven't watched us all year, and the fastball tops out at 86. Johnny Bench is 0 for 1. Yep. First place Orioles, half game up over the Yankees. So Palmer to face Bench, Parker, and Garvey. 0 for 1 is Bench. There's a fly ball to left field. Back goes Rice. That's off the wall. Bench is digging for 2. He's in there standing. It would be Billy Martin for the Yankees and Tommy Lasorda from the Dodgers, because that's who was in the 77 World Series. Or Emily the Cat for the American League, and yours truly. No, I don't want a pinch run. I want Bench to catch some more. And he's a 5-runner. Here's the Cobra. He's 0 for 1. Palmer deals. Struck him out. 0-2 in there below the bell at 79. 1 out for Garvey, who's 0 for 1. And Garvey lines out 1 to Nettles. Isn't that a World Series play, huh? 2 out for Say, who was caught. Picked off at first. He was singled and then got thrown out. And Say gets hit by the pitch. So that brings up Madlock. Yep, it's me versus me. So here's Madlock. He's 0 for 1. Palmer will probably be pinch hit for. He's due up 4th in the 5th. Pitch to Madlock. Struck him out. He got him a fastball in on the black. And so Swan will get another inning here, and then we'll start toying with some people. So no runs, a hit, and no errors. The American League is left 2 on. Through 4, the National League is left on 3. So some big Ks, and what you'd expect from all this pitching. No score after 4. So Porter, Smalley, and White. Or, yeah, real Ron versus fictitious. Now, which one is it, Robbie? Pitch to Porter. Ground ball to Say. And that's an infield hit. So Say definitely will come out. I have a feeling Pete Rose will be the next batter for the National League. Say's been thrown out, picked off at first, and made a bad play at third. So here's Smalley. He's 0 for 1. Swan delivers. He tries to bunt. Swan throws to Madlock covering. Good play. Porter goes to second, 1 out. Brings up Frank White, who's 0 for 1. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Memorex. Is it live, or is it Ella Fitzgerald being hit by a cat? And if your wine glass breaks listening to a tape, perhaps maybe you shouldn't be drinking out of sugar-made glasses. Pitch to White is a liner in the left. Richards makes a catch, and Porter sneaks back. So we'll pinch hit for Palmer. And so we'll let you guys choose. I don't want to... I could start making double switches here. So I'll take a drink and you tell me. No one's really setting the world on fire yet. I suppose I could do Fisk since Porter's had his 2 at-bats. But you tell me. Who looks good to you? A lot of talent, man. No one's really saying anything here. They all National League fans? All right. Yeah, Fisk because we're going to double switch. So Carlton Fisk for the Red Sox at 301, 11 homers and 44 RBI. And he will stay in the game, and pitcher spot will be 6. As now we start to move things along. And now we'll just run both teams the rest of the way. Gotta remember that. Pitch gets away from bench, and Porter goes to third. So Swan, 1 and 2, 2 out. He's due to bat third. Yeah, we'll make some switches coming up. Pitch to Fisk. There's a fly ball to left. Richards will make the catch to retire the side. And that will be halfway home. Well, I'll show you a summary, but first you're going to watch an ad. This is the All-Star Game from 1978 on Retro Sports Network. All right, you caught me taking a drink. So there's no recap because no one scored yet. Good skin starts young with Noxema. Take it off. Take it all off. All right, next for the American Leaguers. But we're going to hold one of these pitchers for extra innings. So, still too early for LaRoche and Gossage. Caldwell. Sorensen or Leonard. A lot of talented pitchers out there. Sarum I'd probably hold for extras. But who looks good to you? Whose cuisine remains supreme? I'm thinking Caldwell. John Matlack, okay. I'll do that. So the Texas Ranger pitcher comes in. Former New York Met. He'll bat in the 6th hole. Carlton Fisk will stay in the game and play and bat 9th. And we'll pinch hit Reggie for Singleton in the 6th. So Gary Maddox at the plate. We're trying to get 2 for everybody here. Maddox 0 for 1. Matlack, by the way, 10 and 2 with a 1.94 ERA. I believe the lone representative from the Texas Rangers. 134 and 2/3 innings, 114 hits, only allowed 4 homers. 25 walks and 71 strikeouts. Fastball pitcher, ground ball, plus at 88. Maddox 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Gary. Ground ball to Thornton. Takes it to the bag himself. for the out. One away. Larry Boa, 0 for 1. Surprised this game is scoreless. Matlack delivers. Boa, base hit, left center field. Rice will pick it up. Boa rounds first and will hold. Sarge gets decommissioned for sure. All right, Craig Swan. Oh, Pete Rose, right? We're going with Rose, and Rose is going to stay in the ball game. We all happy with that? Speak now or forever hold your peace? Yep. So Rose will stay in the ball game and play third. At 326, 2 homers and 25 RBI. I'm tempted to leave Nettles in the whole game, but we'll see. Pitch attempt from Matlack to Rose is into right center. Back goes Singleton, makes the catch. Boa goes back to first, and there's 2 out for Richards. And we'll pinch hit for Richards here. Hey, I grew up a Red Sox fan. So, Lazinski or Foster? One vote for Foster, 1 vote for Lazinski. Someone want to give me a tie-breaking vote here? The Reds fan wants Foster. So George at 271, 15 homers and 63 RBI. Al Red Sox fan is here. Scoreless, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Everybody wants Foster. Did I say 271, 15 homers and 63 RBI? I did now. Runner on first base, hit up the middle. Rice will pick it up. Boa will hold at second, and the National League's got something cooking here for bench. We'll let bench hit here. We had snow again, Al. Bench 0 for 2 tonight. Or 1 for 2. We got a double. Luzinski would have sprinted to second. Pitch from Matlack. Bench in the left field and gone. Johnny Bench makes it 3-0 National League as he hits that one well over the head of Jim Rice. Well struck. And into the seats. And that'll do it for Johnny Bench. But what a way to go out. 2 for 3, and he's driven in all 3 runs. He is being mobbed by his teammates. Dave Parker is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And John Matlack hangs his head in shame. Pitch to Parker. It hit him! It hit him! And Parker and Matlack exchanged some words. And Martin will come out. He's seen enough of that. Who we changing him to? You hitting him for Garvey? Are you kidding me? We yanking Matlack, or Martin's out there to calm him down at least. Wow! So a hit by pitch after the home run. Sorensen or Leonard? I'm tempted to say Sorensen. Herboski was, but LaRoche from the Angels and Gossage from the Yankees, and I want to hold on to Gossage if I can. Sorensen, yep. So Larry Sorensen, 14-4, gets the unfortunate fortune. Well, there's nobody on. Well, there's runner on first. 14-4 with a 2.45 ERA. 169 innings, 151 hits. He's allowed 4 homers. Walked 29 and struck out 44. He's a ground ball plus pitcher at 85. And really, I don't want to bring Montanez right now. Hits righties at 270. Garvey hits righties at 326. So Garvey's the better choice. Garvey's still the better choice. He hits righties at a 326 clip. Pitch from Sorensen to Garvey. Ground ball to Smalley over to first. And see how that worked out? Worked out just fine, didn't it? We go to the top of the 6th. 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. We're going to have a pitching change here. In fact, it'll be a 1-inning job. National League 3-0 after the home run by Bench. So Bench will come out for Ted Simmons. And he will bat 5th. Rose goes into 3rd. Foster stays in the game in left. And the pitcher spot, Seaver now, right? No, it would be Swan. Oh my God, there's a ton of them. Seaver or Niekro? Seaver. And he will bat in the 2-hole. All right, everybody wants Seaver. So Seaver, Tom Terrific, 11-3, a 2.39 ERA, 143 1/3 innings, 114 hits, 10 homers, 41 walks, 138 strikeouts. Is a fly ball plus pitcher. Fastball at 92, and he will go his inning for the Reds. Lemon will get one more at bat. A pinch hitter for Singleton, and then we'll figure out what we want to do with Rice. Lemon is 0 for 2. Pitch from Seaver is into right field. Back goes Parker to the corner. Makes the catch. So Singleton, who was 1 for 2, will come out for Reggie Jackson at 312. 16 homers and 54 RBI. Seaver from the line delivers. Reggie pops it up. Simmons, who's a 6 and a 5 behind the plate, makes the catch against the screen, and there's 2 out. What are we doing with Rice? I want to put Yaz in for Thornton. Gary Carter did not make the team. Andre Dawson and Ross Grimsley did. High sell? I think I'm doing a high sell. So we'll pinch hit for Rice. High sell at 322. 24 homers and 61 RBI. 2 out. Top of the 6th. 3-0 National League. A 3-run homer by Bench. Is the difference. High sell strikes out. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The National League 3, the American League nothing. Actually, I should probably put Yaz in. What do you want, high sell or Yaz? Baylor would pinch hit. He's a DH anyway. Yes. So, Yaz will stay in the game in left and bat third. Reggie stays in the game in right. I won't change that. And we'll give Sorensen we're leaving Nettles in. Let's leave Nettles in for another. He gets to bat. He should bat one more time. So Ted Simmons at 294, 12 homers and 53 RBI. Yep, he does look like one of the Ramones. He wants to be sedated. So it's Yaz in left. He's a 9 and a 6. Lemon in center and Jackson in right is a 6 and an 8. Pitch to Simmons is a base hit into right field. Jackson will pick it up off the wall, and Simmons is in with a double. And so we letting Madlock hit or no? Here's what we got left. I got Lopes. I want to get Templeton in because he's a hometown player. Well, you think about what you want to do. Yeah, I won't let Boa hit again. Do we want... All right, so... one vote for Madlock. Do we want Lopes to pinch hit or no? Yeah, Montanez will come in for Garvey. And Templeton will come in the next half inning too. Templeton may actually come in this inning if he bats. So I'm not seeing any love for Davey Lopes. All right, so Madlock will hit with a runner on second. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Sorensen delivers, and there's a ground ball, and Nettles bobbles the ball. So runners in the corners for Maddox. So that'll do it for Sorensen. And I think we're going to go with Jeff Zahn. Who we got? Righty, switchy. Or Leonard. Pitcher spots due up third for the American League. Leonard, okay. So Leonard 12 and 3 with a 3.54 ERA, 172 and 2/3 innings, 165 hits, 20 home runs. He's a fastball pitcher at 90. Fly ball plus. He's walked 48 and struck out 109. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. National League up 3-0. Pitch to Maddox. Ground ball. Smalley. Simmons will try and score. American League will concede it. White for 1. Thornton for 2. So it's 4-0. And there's 2 out, nobody on. For Boa. And we'll pinch hit Gary Templeton. So 265 for Templeton, a homer and 38 RBI. That's right, he's with the Cardinals. So it'll be Nettles, a pinch, and 2 pinch hitters for the American League in the 7th. Pitch to Templeton, nobody on. Ground ball to White, over to Thornton, and Andre's day is done as the side is retired. But the National League gets another run on a hit and an error. We go to the 7th. It's 4-0 National League. And you want Montanez now? Or do you want me to wait? I got to pinch hit for Seaver, and he would come up. Actually, I don't want Seaver to pitch. Seaver did his inning. Now we're going to go with Phil Niekro. So Niekro, 10-8, with a 3.02 ERA, 176 innings, 170 hits, 11 home runs allowed. He walked 64 and struck out 137. And he throws the knuckler, of course. And when he does throw the fastball, it's at 84. So Nettles, 0 for 2. Probably his last at-bat. Pitch from Niekro. There's a ground ball to Templeton. It was an 8 over to Garvey for the out. All right, Murray or Baylor? Who can hit a righty better? Actually, Murray's going to stay in the ball game because we're going to have back-to-back pinch hitters anyway. So Eddie Murray comes in the game to play first, 296. All right, Steve, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night. 15 homers and 69 RBI for Murray. Pitch from Niekro. Ball 4. Well, that worked. And so Leonard obviously won't bat. We're out of switch hitters. DeCinces or Orta? Burn Orta. So George Orta, 280. 9 homers and 53 RBI. Serum for the American League. And haven't gotten that far for the National League. So Orta, big year for the White Sox. Pitch from Niekro. Murray on first. Ground ball to Rose with a massive stop. He saved an extra base hit. He flipped it to Madlock to get the out. How about that? What a play by Pete Rose. With 2 out in the top of the 7th. Now, that ought to do it for sure. Mario Guerrero. No, we'll leave Smalley in for one more at bat. So what a moment there for Rose. So it is the Big Red Machine who has done the job. A 3-run homer by Bench, and what a stop by Rose. Niekro delivers. Smalley, ground ball right back to Niekro. Over to Garvey, and that will retire the side. Stretch time here in San Diego, 4-0 National League. So Murray stays in the game at first. Yep. Mario Guerrero won that free trip to the All-Star game from the Bubblicious wrapper. So switchy righty. We're going with now I'll go with LaRoche or Gossage. You tell me. Caldwell, okay. Let it go in a couple seconds. And seeing no objection, the lefty Mike Caldwell will going to leave Frank White in the ball game, I think. Or are we making another sub here? So we'll leave Frank White in. Caldwell at 9-6. 2.62 ERA, 141 innings, 144 hits, 5 homers. He's walked 30 and struck out 60. And is a fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball pitcher. Rose is 0 for 1. Rose Foster and a pinch hitter for the National League here in the 7th. Pitch. And there's a line drive right to Smalley. 1 out. Here's Foster. Singled and scored in the 6th. I think. In the 5th. Scored on the bench home run. Johnny Bench looks to be our MVP if the game ended right now. Foster strikes out. 0-2 on the inside corner. And now who we burning? I think it's time for Montanez, don't you? American League's been held to 2 hits. Lopes is the best average against lefties. Smith. There's a Montanez. Okay. So Willie at 279, 10 homers and 39 RBI. He would get a 1978 Chevrolet Corvette. Vroom, vroom. Pitch to Montanez is a line drive to Smalley, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We've played 7. It's all National League right now, 4-0. So Montanez will stay in the game. Lopes in at second. He'll bat 4th. I'll let you guys pick the pitcher. I'm pretty open either way who we go with here. We got Carlton. Grimsley. Carlton. Going once. Going twice. It's the lefty, Steve Carlton, 10-7 for the first place fills with a 3.04 ERA. 148 innings, 148 hits. Fastball pitcher at 80. You've already voted for Grimsley. 19 homers, 40 walks, and 81 strikeouts. I suppose, though, you'd rather see Rogers go the 9th, wouldn't you? Frank White's got to stay in the game. I don't have another second baseman. He's at 0 for 2 in the ball game. Fisk, we can debate about Lemon. Pitch to White is a base hit left center field. Picked up by this left center fielder. Foster actually will grab it. And that's the 3rd hit. He's got a hit, so here's Pudge. He's 0 for 1 with a walk, or 0 for 1. Hit the fifth. Pitch to Pudge. And there's a ground ball base hit up the middle. White goes to third. Runners in the corners for Lemon, who's 0 for 3. Now, I got Gorman Thomas, who can play center field. Baylor, Guerrero, or DeCinces, or Thomas. Baylor has the best batting average. I'm seeing DeCinces. All right. Any objection to DeCinces? Gorman. 2 votes for Gorman. Yep. So Storm and Gorman at 276. 18 homers, 54 RBI, feast or famine time. Pitch from Carlton, runners in the corner, struck him out. What a big pitch by Carlton. Swung on and missed an 0-2. And that'll bring up Reggie Jackson, who's 0 for 1. 1 out, 4-0, National League, top of the 8th. Pitch from Carlton. Jackson strikes out. An 0-2 on the black. And now here's Carl Yastrzemski, Captain Carl at the plate. Mr. Carlton has a good morning and a good afternoon. Can he get the good night? Here it comes. Runners go. Popped up Templeton. Into foul territory. Makes the catch to retire the side. So again, the American League is held off the board. They have stranded 6. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-0 National League. So Thomas in the game in center. And this will probably be the last pitcher for the American League. So Gossage or LaRoche, you're facing, well, I'll let you decide what we do with Parker. Lopes and Simmons and a pinch hitter if we get there. And I think we will go with Rogers in the 9th. Goose! So the Goose, 4-2 with 18 saves and a 1.87 ERA, 57 2/3 innings, 35 hits, 5 homers. He's walked 18, struck out 51. He throws it hard, 95. We batting Parker? Here's what I've got left. And I got a pinch hit for Carlton, so if I get that far. So you tell me. Yep. Parker, along with Rice, are MVP candidates anyways. 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Gossage's pitch in the shallow center. Storm and Gorman Thomas, a 7 and a 4, makes the catch. Lopes comes to the plate for his lone at-bat, 285, 10 homers, and 33 RBI. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey, join us pretty much every Tuesday through Friday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, as we replay the 1978 season. We pick one game a day, and so the chat got to pick the subs for the most part here. Pitch to Lopes. Ground ball to Murray, who's a 6 at first, 2 out. So Ted Simmons, who doubled in his lone at-bat and scored. No, I got a counseling appointment every other Monday. It's also a day I'd like to, do stuff with the wife. We had veal parm for lunch today. So you get a Monday night stream instead. So Simmons popped it up. Fisk takes off the mask. What if that combination was a great play? Fisk trying to catch Gossage. Anywho, we go to the top of the ninth. They gave it to me when my dad died. So, Nettles. All right. Who's going to try to get the save? I got a lot of stuff going on. Stay tuned for after the game for a special 1-hour Chips where Ponch goes undercover as a male model to break up a drug smuggling operation. Then followed by a special edition of BJ and the Bear. And tonight on Johnny Carson, Lonnie Anderson bears all. So Hooten has the best whip. Rogers has the best ERA. Yes, Carson. Ahoy! So Rogers or Hooten? Who's going to close this out? Hooten. Who is 13-3. He leads the National League in wins. An ERA at 2.77. 143 innings, 114 hits. 17 home runs allowed. He's walked 30 and struck out 65. And so now we go with Doug the Sensei. Who's at 261, 15 homers and 45 RBI. Hooten delivers to Sensei in the left. Foster, 1 out. So no runs, 4 hits, an error for the American League. They left 6 on. For the National League, 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. And they're pretty much handing the keys to Johnny Bench to his 1978 Chevrolet Corvette. Here's Murray. He walked his first time up. For Maddox, he's a 10 and a 6. And left for Yaz? I'm not for Yaz. For Foster? We can if you want. But remember, if the game is tied, I am pretty low on players for the National League. And yes, because Mario Guerrero will not get in the ball game, he'll get the 1978 Chevy citation. I mean, I can if you want, but there really doesn't seem to be any point to it. I got to pull someone out mid-inning. Here's Murray. By the way, Foster's got a run. The Reds did it, by the way. Yes, Mario Guerrero gets a guest host spot on SNL. Hooten delivers. Murray into right field. Parker comes in and makes a diving catch on the grass. An absolute web gem for Dave Parker. And so Don Baylor is the last chance saloon for the American League. He's at 268, 19 homers and 59 RBI. So the National League are going to combine probably for a 4-hitter. Roy Smalley is on deck. And now if Smalley bats, I will bat Guerrero. Hooten. From the wine. Struck him out. The National League has shut him out. So a combined 4-hitter, and the National League have won the All-Star game. And Johnny Bench says, I want that in red. So John Matlack will take the loss. He's the one that gave up the homer to Bench. Craig Swan gets the win. And no save. So Craig Swan of the Mets. I don't know if Al Red Sox fan is still watching, but he's tearing up right now. So here's the recap. Johnny Bench, a 3-run shot in the 5th. And Gary Maddox with the fielder's choice. Johnny Bench 2 for 3 with a double. A homer and 3 RBI. And you want to know what a cluster looks like? Look at this box score. Imagine keeping score there. I'll teach him to jump to the American League. So it took 2 hours and 35 minutes to play it. The National League break my heart again. Johnny Bench gets a bright red Chevrolet Corvette. 4 runs, 7 hits, and an error for the National League. No runs, 4 hits, and an error for the American League. All right, we'll go back now to our regular thing here. And so those are the standings. Philadelphia by 5 over Pittsburgh. The Dodgers by 9 over Houston. Baltimore by a half game over the Yankees. 3 over Baltimore. Kansas City by a game and a half over Texas. 2 over California. 3 over Chicago. 5.5 over Minnesota. Tomorrow at noon Eastern, it'll be Kansas City and Milwaukee as we start the second half. Wednesday will feature San Francisco and Pittsburgh. And Thursday will feature Houston and Montreal, maybe. That will be subject to change. And the reason why I didn't pick Texas and Baltimore is because that's a doubleheader, and it means I got to do a doubleheader. So those are the next scheduled games for you. On that button. All right. Hey, thank you so much. And again, thank you for 100,000 views on YouTube. It means a great deal. And 2183 here on Twitch. Big Bonnie, thanks for the follow. I'm Ron Juckett. Baseball for you tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, live on Twitch. And you'll see this on YouTube sometime next week. Support chat hopefully will return tomorrow. Hopefully Dave's feeling better. Until then, you guys have yourself a great night. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night.